Now we're going to take a look at some framing guns, and the one primarily used by Builders for Christ for framing is the boss stitch. And there's a few things we need to say about it before we actually look at the gun. One of the things we're going to be doing here is using a wire collated nail. This is a 3 1/4 inch. Ours will be ring shank, but be identical to this, but the wire collating here presents a problem in that little bits of wire, when we shoot these nails, will fly off. If we were using a paper collated nail, paper wouldn't be too dangerous, but it does fly off, a little debris with every shot. This is a ring shank nail, and we're going to say more about that as we go along. If you don't want to pull the nail out, the ring shank is the one you want. If you're going to put in a brace, you don't need to be using this nail, because you're going to tear the wood up, and you just almost impossible to extract this type nail. And this is what we'll be using. So if you want to remove the nail, find some smooth coated nails, use those, or use a screw. Since we're using the wire collated nail, one thing you want to do is use some safety glasses here. And that should be just a matter of course, and maybe for the people that are around you, because some of the wire here will fly off in who knows what direction. Something else you might consider if you're going to be doing a lot of nailing, or some earplugs. So we'll say more about safety as we go along, just as kind of an overview of using the gun. Assuming the gun comes from the tool trailer, the tool people there should have oiled the gun. And they're putting 3, 4, 5 drops of oil right here in the air port. It doesn't hurt to have a little down here in the nail slot to make the nails slide down a little quicker. All right, so if we take a stick of gun, we'll see how we load it. We don't have any air on this particular gun now. We'll take our nails here, we'll drop them back in the back, and in this case, I've got the cart before the horse. I have to slide that back, drop those nails in, and of course this particular gun, you can see, can hold several sticks of nails. Then we will release this back here by just pressing that in, letting it come down. So it's ready to go right now. The thing about this particular nail gun is that it's designed to shoot one nail at a time. It's not a bump nailer. We won't be using that, only the professionals will. So we get ready to nail the board, and ideally we're nailing down all the time, but that won't be possible here. We start nailing studs to plate. But you'll see the nose here must be depressed here before the trigger will actually fire. It's a two-step operation. The people that start using this is where they have the most trouble. They'll not depress that all the way, or they'll pull the trigger before it's depressed. So it's two-step, push down, pull. You'll find you can do that rather quickly. Push down, pull. Okay? So with that, we'll take a look at how we would air this thing up, and assuming people have connected the air up. I have an air hose here. Here's the air coupler. The air coupler will slide that back with as far as we can, and then we'll shove it on to the connector. And the ideal way to do this is to have this gun on the floor, so you can press down on this and the gun won't be running away from you. Up here on this table, let's see how well I can do here with this. I'm going to slide that back, shove it over, and it should work like that fairly simply. Gun is now engaged, and we'll make one cut here, one shot, just to illustrate what not to do here. Let's assume this is a plate down here, and I'm going to put the plate right here, and we'll put studs along the plate, and they'll come at the marked locations. So in terms of safety, if you put this gun here and pull the trigger at that point, your hand would be right in the way of a nail if he splits out and you don't hit it correctly. So if you're doing it by yourself, that's fine. If you have help, make sure they're staying 3 or 4 inches back, and you can see you're well out of the way of that nail. Okay, let's make one shot here. Okay, didn't have enough pressure on that. That's okay for this illustration. One thing about this, we'll put 2 nails in a 2x4, and we should be about 3/4 of an inch in on each side right there. Okay, that's enough for this gun, and we'll look at a different gun here next.
I think he might have gotten an Academy Award.
Next gun I want to look at is a bracket gun or metal hanger. A lot of names for that thing. The unique thing about that gun is it actually has a pointed nose here, and we want the nail that comes out of this gun to go in all of these holes here that we find available. If we look at where this particular bracket goes here, this is a Simpson bracket. See a picture of it here. Hurricane tie, whatever you want to call it. It's going to come in and tie to the top plate and to the rafter or a joist, either one, up there, and tie this thing together. Again, the nails here are a little different, a little shorter here, but they're designed just for any of these type brackets that we're looking at, and joist brackets included. So when we get ready to nail this, this is one place where we're going to make sure you have safety glasses, because we're actually nailing not into the metal, but close enough to it where if the nail doesn't hit perfectly in there, you could certainly get a nail to fly off in any direction. So whoever's doing this, make sure you're working by yourself, away from other people, and then make sure you've got these safety glasses on. So we're not actually going to nail this, but again, if you can see this, we're going to put that in there purposely and just pull the trigger, and typically we'll fill up all of the nail holes that are available to us. And that is the bracket gun. Okay, let's take a look at a coil nailer here. Again, we're using primarily the framing nailers. This coil nailer here will take a coil of nails here and use it for 1/2 inch sheathing or decking, 5/8 inch decking, which goes on the roof. We don't have any nails here to demonstrate that, but here's a sliding nailer, which works pretty much the same way. We'll open it up here, and you'll see the coil in here is put in, and we're fed down here through this pathway to that point, and then we close it up, and it's ready to use. Again, we've got some adjustment on this as far as the countersinking the nail, which typically we want it flush, especially on a siding nail. All right, I'm not going to demonstrate it. That should be enough.